So, hello everybody. So, in the past, I've covered people like Emiru, I've covered people like Asmongold and different individuals from the old TK community and everything. And I've made a lot of opinions about them. I felt that a lot of them are just a little, you know, a little interesting. I usually keep my opinions of certain things to myself, but even then, I've been very clearly vocal about it, right? And I've gotten a lot of flack for a number of reasons. That's one is interesting. OTK Emiru was accused of grooming a minor streamer Ben Bonobus. I'm not gonna Bon Big Bonkers said they dated at 17 and Emiru 23. I'm annoyed it took so long to realize girls get away with a lot. A friend said she groomed you, and I glanced and I said she's a girl. It's true. I made I've been around the internet for quite a bit of time, a long time, and I've been around like the red pill community. I saw the rise of the incel, and I remember when I first discovered MGTOWs, and they became really big over the years. And MGTOWs also became very popular in parallel with the skeptic community and the anti SAW community that they rose in YouTube. And a lot of the time, the case has always been made when it comes to women that women do get away with a lot. And in situations like this, it does prove that a lot of MGTOW and red pills are usually correct about these kind of stuff. Women do get away with stuff, especially when it's coming in the manner of grooming. Um, because if this was a reverse situation, this would be much more bigger than it is. But because it's a woman that was grooming another woman, it becomes a little bit more. Now I know the statistics about obviously lesbian couples are one thing, but I'm aware that there is a high abuse rate. I'm also aware that um you know this is very common. We've seen it a number of times in almost even in Hollywood, particularly, and in TV business, where you have an older woman that would, groom a younger woman before they even hit 18. And when they became 18, they started doing a lot of sexual activity. This is a known thing. Um, even males do it in those communities. I mean, like, let's be real, rappers are notorious for this, right? And in the day of age of the internet, we're seeing streamers, we're seeing YouTubers do this more and more, where this is just a common occurrence. And I my stance is if you're 23 and you're dating a 17-year old, I know that there's this whole thing about files and PDFs and all that stuff, but I'm like, that's still not right. They're still not an adult. Even if they turn 18, you still shouldn't date an 18-year-old. Like, and I know this comes into this whole debate about when do we stop the limit? If they fight for war and they can buy cigarettes or alcohol or whatever, they can join their illegal adult. And I agree. But what I'm implying is that, well, if you're in your 20s and you see an 18-year-old, I'm not, all I'm saying is like, just wait a little bit because most of them are still in high school. Most of them don't know because there really isn't much of a difference between a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old, right? Maybe not even biologically, but I know I'll get crap for that one. And as I said, it is quite true that women do get away with a lot of this stuff. And we're just gonna watch this now. I'm just gonna press before we move forward. These are just allegations and all of this stuff, right? But I think as we see,
How old was she? She was like, actually, she was like 23. We started getting like flirty and like touchy when I was 17. I think she was 23 at the time. I'm sorry I had to go through that. I'm just like annoyed that I realized it so late because I spent so long like defending this
now the
girl.
question, some people say, do you date it? But like, if you're doing stuff like that with somebody who's still technically a minor, it's like a little like, don't do that.
And I thought like she was a victim too. And in some cases, yeah, but it's like, why would you like why?
Wait, how would she be a victim though?
I don't know. And it took me a long time too because it's like, you know how people can be when it comes to like girls versus guys doing weird shit? Girls get away with a lot of stuff. And I'm being like, for real, girls get away with a lot of shit. Because it's like, oh, well, it's a girl. You know, girls are like inherently innocent, right? Now, now, I even remember one of my friends was straight up like, dude, like, she just like groomed you. Like, what? And I was like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of like glitched. I was like, what? That's not possible. She's a girl. But no, it's possible. I think it's weird. So
I mean, it's not weird. It is
I
just
don't know.
kind of disturbing.
I don't know how I feel about it because it's just again, it's like a really weird situation. So I feel like, and I also just can't say anything. Really, I can't just outright say it because, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, damn, how did we get on this topic? Anyway.
You can kind of tell she's uncomfortable. Now, as we look into it, you see there's a minority of people on side on the matter. Yeah, surely we take the opinion of this ill woman, serious 17, who the. And she's 17, her mindset's going to be nearly the same as if she was 19. How can you groom a mature person? Plus, if there's anything age of consent, it's most states 16 they can discuss on these topics. Yeah, but it still doesn't make it right. It sort of reminds me with the whole thing with get behind the camera, and from my reasoning, I still gotta hold on to this perspective regardless. Now we're gonna look at this oh my god, this 8 minute long video, and this is just their conversation, Emiru and her. Parasocial detectives are on it with 8 minute footage showing the receipts of their relationship start as far back as ooh, if Emiru had been grooming her as far back as that young. That's a little,
Why is she so cute? In 2019. No, that was 2020. It was 2020. Or the end of 2019. Friends with. I sent my Lulu cosplay to her and she made this so cute. Me from. Seems back out of this. Let me sleep through something.
I go, yeah,
I'm like grooming, right? Because like,
there you
and here's the thing, like when we like started dating, they would constantly assure me like, "Hey, we're both equals here. Like, I know there's an age difference, but we are equals." And like, you do realize like this isn't like grooming, right? Because like, I see each other as equals. We both are in the same like headspace, and they would say that constantly to reassure me. And I was like, yeah, for sure. I totally get that. No, you're right. But it's like, bro, okay, imagine like an adult man saying that to like a little girl. So it's like like it's basically another way of saying like you're really mature for your age, so like we're on the same level. And so that always like pushed the idea of being groomed out of my head. But when my friend told me that, he was like, dude, you were being groomed. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? No? Of course I wasn't. Like, I was consenting, but it's like
I mean, going through it's just a little disheartening. I don't know what you guys say. I think there's some more stuff that we have to look before we end this video. All right, so there's still more stuff from this guy. All right.
I feel like I related to it. And I kind of relate to it now because it's like one of the reasons I don't talk about the woman that did that to me is because it's like it's a conventionally attractive woman, like, who's popular. How am I ever gonna like be taken seriously? No one's gonna give a fuck. They're gonna be like, oh, you should be grateful, because people are like that. People have been like that, and it's like, why should I be grateful? Like, I'm traumatized. Hello? What? It's just like, I don't know. Related to it in a. It's just, I don't know, because it's happened to me so often. Even like, I was dating a girl who was grooming me.
Whoa.
And like, she didn't essay me or anything. But there was one time we were out and there was this really creepy guy kind of just like making me really uncomfortable to the point where I started crying and I got like really uncomfortable. And we had to leave because I had a panic attack like at the place, so we left and we went back to her place. And I remember I was like laying in her bed, and I was still like really upset, and she was just like, I'm just so horny right now, like I'm kind of like horny. And it's like, I literally just had a fucking panic attack because some guy was being a total fucking creep. Like, what do you mean? Like, why are you trying to like frick right now? Why are you talking about that right now? And that was really weird. So it's like, it's not even just men. It's like women can be like a little freaking weird too. It's not even like yeah. It's like I was literally feeling uncomfortable and scared because I'm telling you, like this guy was like creeping on me so fucking hard. He was getting like really close. Like, so we were at an arcade with a few other friends, and he just kept like hovering really close behind me and like next to me, and I kept like backing away. So like we were watching our friends do DDR, and this is me and this is the guy, okay? And he kept scooting closer in and in. This is me, by the way. He kept scooting closer in and in, and I kept like I like backed away. Like I scooted into my friend who was beside me, and to the point where I couldn't scoot in anymore, and he kept getting closer, and I took a step back, and he stepped behind me. And I was just getting so freaked out, so I just turned and went that way. And even before that happened, he was hovering so badly next to me, and I was just so fucking like scared and creeped out. And I left the group, and I had a panic attack at the table, and I was just like, I can't, like, I need to fucking go home, like, I can't fucking do this. It was so fucking scary. And I like, and
So that's really it. You've had a bad experience, and I guess the person she was mentioning was clearly a Emiru. Now, again, these are the allegations, breaking allegations of Emiru grooming a 17-year-old content creator. Emiru was 23 at the time. I thought it was so. This is just an allegation. We're not sure how much of it's true, but at the end of the day, Emiru will have to be the one on her side as well to confirm this is true or not. At the same time, knowing how people can be when it's coming to women and this kind of stuff, a lot more people are forgiving. I think maybe as I gotten older and I thought about these things a lot more deeply, I understand sort of the counter argument about like, what if your son, got, with an older female teacher at school, and I'm like, I think I see. No, I'd probably be kind of disgusted because of just all of that. Now, as a guy, maybe different, but at the same time, maybe I've just gotten a lot more wiser. I'm not sure. But I do know that I may get a lot of flack for it, and I kind of don't care. Now, again, all of these are just allegations. And she could just be doing it, like, this girl could just be doing it as a way to gain some type of fame or notoriety or whatever it may be. On the other hand, if it is true and it is proven that this is the case and Emiru is the one who did this stuff, either A, her career may just get a lot of flack and she'll be known as a female, streamer who groomed a 17-year-old. But again, sad to say, it is very common, and a lot of people are willing to defend that. But it's I'll see what you guys think. I know I may get a lot of flag for this particular video, given that anytime I cover a lot of the OTK, particularly Amaru, she has a strong following, especially among guys. I believe like some of the videos I've done about Amaru gave me a lot of flag. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see um, what's gonna happen. Till next time, all be safe and God bless.